about the end of August, and we're here in a fairly full sun location at Mountain Gardens, well drained on this little slope, and we're looking at Sophora flavescens, Ku Shen. This is a fairly important Chinese herb. It's one of the shun herbs, of which there are 5 or 6, and they're considered particularly potent medicinal herbs in the various categories. This one is in the category of clear heat and dry damp. So it is used for various purposes in Chinese medicine. This is what it looks like. There's a big chunky root which we'll dig up later on and show you that process, but this is what it looks like as it comes to us in the clinic. This big chunks of slices of the root, somewhat of a yellowish color. So it's in the category called clear heat, dry damp. Expels wind, stops itching, promotes urination, clears heat and dries dampness, kills parasites. So this is useful for any kind of damp of sores and rashes caused by damp heat, according to Chinese medicine. It can be used internally and also externally for itching, and that's also where the expel parasites comes in. It's antifungal, antibacterial, anti-tumor. Used for various digestive problems as well. Promotes urination. So it's used for urinary tract infections, vaginitis, any kind of itching or parasites, especially in the genital area, and as I say, used both internally and externally. Also used against diarrhea and dysentery, because as I said, it's antibacterial. So a number of important uses for this one, Ku Shen. Quite easily grown from seed, and we're going to look in a minute at one down here that's actually in seed at the moment. Like a lot of these legumes, fresh seed will germinate readily next year. If the seed is older, it goes into a kind of a deeper dormancy, in which case sometimes you need to either scarify the seed with some sandpaper, or I like to just pour a tiny bit of boiling water just off the boil water over the seeds, just a tiny amount. The amount of water is supposed to equal the volume of the seeds. And then they'll swell up overnight if it was effective. If the seed swells up, that means water got in there, that means it'll germinate. If the seed doesn't swell up, you might try it again, or maybe your seed is defunct. Makes a big plant, big floppy plant, goes all over the place, usually needs to be staked up. So let's go down and look at the seeds. So here we are again. This is the same plant. This one flowered a while ago. I just wanted to show you the legumes. So the legume is actually a technical name for the fruit of plants in the legume family, or the Fabaceae, Leguminosae. It's one of those families that has 2 names. The old name is Leguminosae, referring to this fruit structure, and the current name for the family is Fabaceae. So this is a very typical member of the legume family. It's got pinnate leaves. Not every legume has pinnate leaves. Green beans don't, for instance, but a lot of them do. And as I say, this fruit structure called a legume, and it's kind of distinctive in this case in the way that the pod is constricted in between the seeds. So we're going to get, as you can see, a very large seed harvest from this one plant. And as I also mentioned, it does need to be staked up, which we didn't get around to. This beautiful plant here is Petrinia scabiosifolia, Baijiang Sao. A Chinese herb, but not a really important one, but a very nice ornamental growing along with it. So that is Ku Shen, Sophora flavescens. There are other Sophoras. There's a Sophora japonica, which is a tree. Various parts of that are used in Chinese medicine. And we might make a video of that, although my samples are quite young still. But this is a good plant to know, particularly if you're a Chinese practitioner. This is a good one to grow, easily grown. Sophora flavescens, Ku Shen.